Hello and welcome to the American Baradar YouTube channel. So today we will be continuing on with the Wout Art series. Last time we did Can He Win Tirreno Adriatico. If you didn't see that, go check it out, but you don't need to watch it before. It was just kind of like a warm-up race, see how we could do. But now we're on to the Tour de France. So I thought it'd be good to use the 2021 route because, I don't know, you've seen the 2020 route, you know what it is. We're going to do the same start list for 2020, however, just with the latest World DB. So some riders like Hugh Carthy and Dan Martin are going to have better stats and performances than they did in the real Tour de France. But it's just like the same. It's the same general field, and except for the Jumbo Visma team, in which we have just changed a few things around. But overall, it's a pretty similar team. So let's go in, take a little look. So for the best climbers in the field, gotta load the start list first, right? So basically, all of the best climbers are here, except for like Simon Yates, Geraint Thomas. But basically, everyone's here, as you can tell. We're gonna take a look at our Jumbo Visma team. So it's the only one that's changed from real life. We have Roglic, Kruijswijk, Koes, Dumoulin, Bennett, De Plus, all for climbing. And then we have Tunison for a layout, and then, of course, Wout van Aert. We're going to try and get as high up to the top as we can, take as many other competitions as we can, just see how dominant of the Tour de France we can have. Best sprinters here, you know, it's Ewan, Bennett, Nizzolo, Viviani, Christoph, Peter Sagan. We're ranked 8th, but I think we can do pretty good. Yeah, top 10 Mads Pedersen and Brian Kokar. So good riders here. If the 10th best is a 77 sprint. So yeah, it'll be a tough one, but let's see what we can do. So save changes and let's preview the route real fast. So we start off with an 183 hilly, and it says cobbled stage, but I don't see any cobbles, so I think it's mostly just a hill stage, and this is perfect for us. So that's a good start. We have another stage that's really good for us, then a couple sprint stages, and then a time trial, so we can be doing really well out of the start. We have a couple more, one more sprint stage, then another hilly stage that we should do very well at. And then we get into the trouble. So this one isn't too bad because there's not a ton of big mountains, but that'll still be our biggest challenge for sure. Then this stage as well will be really hard, so we're going to have some tough ones. So hopefully we're in the yellow jersey going into stage 8 with as much of a buffer as we can, time bonuses on the sprint stage. There's another big mountain stage, stage 11, a couple more flat ones. A nice hilly one, then big mountain, but it's not a summit finish, so that's nice. And then this will be really hard. This is a 15 kilometer, 9 average percent on that climb, so this will be one of our hardest stages. And then we end with another time trial, which is really good because Wout van Aert's a really good time trialist. So that's the basic route, and let's get into it. We're Jumbo Visma. As I said, here's our team. We're really good at everything with awesome GC, decent sprint with us and Tunison. We're good at everything. And let's get into this race. Here we are at stage 1 of the Tour de France. It's raining, and Tunison is a terrible day, but Wout van Aert is on a +1, which is great news. He looks really good. And we're going to split this series into like 3 parts, because doing 21 stages in one episode would just be silly. So it's going to be like the first 7 stages or so, then the next 7, then the next 7, just to make the videos not extremely long. And yeah, well, this is a good stage for us. Lots of up and downs and a little summit finish, but it's just a small climb, so this should be good terrain for us. So here we are, coming in the last 25 kilometers. It's been pretty easy stage. There's the breakaway of 3, winner Anacona, Jonas Koch, and Pierre-Luc Perichon, but we caught them all, so that's done. That part of the stage is done, and we just have 3 short climbs and 1 to the finish. So we have Tunison, who's on a really bad day. He'll lead us out. De Plus, Wout van Aert is our leader, so we'll put him on Roglic's wheel. Probably Dumoulin, George Bennett, Kruijswijk, Koos. We just have such a good team. And yeah, so we'll start here with Tunison, and we'll see how we do. My strategy for this stage is to just kind of push the pace up these climbs so we can stay at the front because they're not too difficult, and then just have Roglic lead out Van Aert for the last part. Just don't let any attacks on these first 2 climbs, and then we have a really good sprint. So I'm going to try and make it a little bit too hard for all of the pure sprinters or hilly sprinters if I can. So we've been going hard and we've dropped plenty of riders. Greg Van Avermaet's been dropped, Sonny Colbrelli, Matteo Trentin, so lots of the types of riders I was trying to get rid of. Here we are on the last climb. We still have way too many riders here, so that's not good. But Caleb Ewan, he's dropping back. We're dropping everyone. I forgot to use the gels. That's not good. George Bennett at the front. Tom Dumoulin's about to run out, but that's okay. Now we have Primoz Roglic sprinting, and then Wout van Aert. Can we beat Julian Alaphilippe? Yes, we can. We win stage 1 and we'll take the yellow jersey. Ahead of Alaphilippe, Roglic in 3rd, Hershey, then Bennett and Dumoulin. So we'll have 4 in the top 6. Domination. So the results are really good for us. We have 4 people top 6, but most importantly, Wout van Aert won. It was kind of a perfect stage for him, so that's great to see. And I think we split off some riders. Yep, so 121 in the field. And I noticed Pierre Rolland, he got dropped, so he got a top 20 in real life. TJ Van Garderen, Richie Porte, who finished 3rd place in real life, has already lost 2.5 minutes. Esteban Chavez. So some contenders have already been dropped. Harold Tejada, 75 Mountain, was dropped. So we did some serious damage just on that first stage. We dropped Richie Porte. So that was a great first stage. The second one is a little less hilly, but still a little uphill finish. So another good one for us. So as we head into stage 2, the challenge of this series is not to win stages, because I'm on extreme difficulty, but even so, Wout van Aert is just so good that it's not really difficult to win the hilly stages and even some of the sprint ones. But the real challenge is to be able to gain as much time as we can before the big mountain stages. So it's like build up as big of a buffer as possible before those stages. So that's the hard part. And winning stages here is definitely helpful. It puts us in yellow. But it's no guarantee for success, as we won like 3 or so stages in Tirreno and we still didn't win the overall. So it's a lot about having good stages on the hilly and flat ones to get time bonuses and gain time, while also staying as close as you can on those big mountain stages. So on today's stage we have a breakaway of, it was 4 riders. Pierre Rolland just got dropped, but Anthony Perez, Daniel Oss, and Harold Tejada, and we go up Côte de la Guette. Might be pronouncing that wrong, but 1.6k at 5.7%. Then the Mur de Bretagne, we do that 2.3k at 6%. We do that once, and then again to finish the stage. So we have around 30k's left. We've gone over the first climb, and there's just the Mur de Bretagne to go. We have to do that a couple times. The breakaway just got caught by Tim de Klerk. We'll go over the Mur de Bretagne right here. And hold on, I'm probably going too fast, to be honest. So let's try and get Wout van Aert back in position, and let's try and set up a train. So I wasn't really paying attention. And that's what happens. So Sepp Kuss will start us out. We're going to have Wout van Aert go on maybe George Bennett's wheel or something. Yeah, I think he's gonna go on George Bennett's wheel because he's on a really good day. Or maybe like Mike Tunison. Mike Tunison doesn't really have the climbing. So then we'll go Kruijswijk. We can go Tunison, Dumoulin, and De Plus. And let's just try and get our train sorted. That'll be that hard goal because whoever's pushing it out the front. Oh, there's attacks. Mark Hirschi's gone long. Nans Peters, Egan Bernal himself closing things down. So yeah, we really got to try and get our act together here with Sepp Kuss. We really only have Kuss and Roglic at the front, which is very worrying. So Mark Hirschi's still up there, all on his lonesome, and we don't have that long to go till the end of the stage, and we're still almost getting sorted. Okay, we gotta get to the front of this field right now with 5K to go. Catch Hirschi. Here we are, we're almost on the climb. Kuss is going like a madman to really try and bring our team up to the front. I'm not sure. We have De Plus, Dumoulin. It looks like we might have just got our team to the front, so that's really good. Now we go with Laurens De Plus. He's basically out of energy, but he'll go for us for a little bit. Tom Dom right behind him. Hold on, let me just make sure Wout van Aert here. Yep. So we have everyone here. De Plus is done. On to Dumoulin. 1.5K to go. We look pretty good. We can sprint a little with Dumoulin. Should really hurt everyone else. Sprint a little with Tunison. Go with Kruijswijk. We're still looking. Oops. Kruijswijk now. And we can go with George Bennett probably. And Wout van Aert has got to go at some point. Hopefully he just gets there in time, and he will. We've won both of the first two stages, and we take a little time from Alaphilippe with George Bennett there. So that was a little chaotic, but our team's just so good, it's not even fair. Maybe that's a little bit of a gap. That would be great. Doesn't look like anyone's going to get split off except for a couple riders with no chance. It's Dyer, Quintana, not Naito. Yeah, so it looks like the only riders that are being dropped don't really matter for the overall. We have Harold Tejada again, but he was in the breakaway. So, yeah, good stage. We win both of the first two, and it's looked really good for us so far. So we did get a 17-second gap on everyone except for Alaphilippe and Mark Hirschi, and those two aren't going to win the race with 74 and 75 mountain. Almost, I mean, we have 73 mountain, but, you know, we gained time on Thibaut Pinot and all the other competitors, and we have a sprint stage coming up, so we'll just be looking to get a 10-second time bonus for the win. We just keep winning. It's crazy. Here we are at stage 3. It's a pretty simple sprint stage for today, and currently in the overall standings, we are 10 seconds ahead of Alaphilippe and 20 ahead of Hirschi, then 37 to the group of favorites. So, really good start. And we also have the green jersey, the polka dot jersey, and we're winning the team classification. So, I'd say we're doing pretty well. Yeah, but so this is like the challenge is, as I said before, it's not really hard to win stages when you're as good as Jumbo-Visma. It's really going to be a challenge, however, to win those mountain stages and do good there with Van Aert. I mean, we could win with Roglic, but that's a thing that's not the best about PCM 20. Like, if you are a team like Jumbo-Visma or Ineos, you can kind of win whatever you want. It's just like a little too easy because the AI just isn't as complex as like a human, and they aren't as smart. So, I wish there was a mode that was a little bit harder than Extreme. Like, I can't prove I'm on Extreme now, but I can after the race. I'm always on Extreme and still winning all of the first 3 stages, which isn't necessarily realistic. but neither is winning the Tour de France, so I guess we gotta take what we have and see how we can do. So with 10K to go, what just happened is that Caleb Ewan and Sam Bennett just attacked with Thomas DeHent, Bob Jungels, and Casper Asgreen. And this is an insanely strong group, and I didn't notice it for a couple K, and we're gonna really have to catch that group quick because those are some real good riders, and I just can't have them getting away like that and taking my time bonuses. So no, Koos isn't in a good spot, but Dumoulin is. Sorry, the banner's right in the way here. Let's get the banner out of the way. Boom. And then Koos. And yeah, we're gonna have to chase him down because apparently no one cares that two big chances to win the stage just attacked. No one wants to win the stage, so we're gonna have to. So here we are with 6K to go. We have Tom Dumoulin trying to bring him back, but they're not really coming back too quickly. We have way too many riders in our train. This is not good. We gotta go into Koos here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna catch him because no one reacted. They got 50 seconds, and we've only brought a little bit of that back, and we can just start sprinting like really early because we have way too many riders. So let's get going. Wout van Aert is not in an ideal spot, and here we are, and it's gonna be Caleb Ewan. They attacked and it worked. Oh, and Jungels is gonna take it from us. Tunison would have won the bunch sprint because Wout van Aert just wasn't positioned well. So that's a throwaway stage. We didn't notice that attack and it worked. Really sneaky, but maybe there's a gap there. Oh, that'd be really nice because there's probably lots of favorites in this group. So, because it's a flat stage, there's probably not going to be a gap. But if there was, yeah, okay, no gap. But we only get 10th with Van Aert. Caleb Ewan wins, so good for him. In a kind of strange fashion, we have another regular sprint stage coming up here. Pretty boring, pretty easy. The stage ahead of the Tom Trial, which is the big one for us. So, yeah, we'll see how we can do. Wout van Aert has had positive race day conditions every day, which has been very helpful. And let's see if we can today. Of course, we have a +2. That's great. Roglic is on a +5. Of course, it has to be on a stage. That doesn't really matter, but better +5 than not, so I'll take it. So we're gonna set up our train earlier this time because I keep setting it up way too late. So we have Wout van Aert, 80 sprint, 79 acceleration, which is very elite. Tunison with 78 sprint is also very good. Roglic with 71, so he's a low-level sprinter today with 86 resistance. So he's really good. Laurens de Plus has decent sprint acceleration. George Bennett has good acceleration. Sepp Kuss then are not as good sprint people, and Kruijswijk and Tom Dumoulin. Below climb here, it's been a two-man break all day. Jack Bauer and Joris Nieuwenhuis, and it looks like Bauer is going to get the point, but they both ran out of energy. None of them had any points before, so it's not a huge deal. And we didn't do that good in the green jersey point. We only got 10th, but I wasn't really paying attention. And it's not our main goal at all, and we're still second by like 2 points to UN, and if we do well on this stage, we'll hopefully get even more of a gap. So, Joris Nieuwenhuis is trying to hold off the inevitable. Jack Bauer, he's coming back here with 13.5 kilometers to go. We take to the front. Today there's multiple crashes. Sonny Colbrelli was on the ground. Rigoberto Urán was on the ground, but they sent teammates back and he got back just fine. The peloton is splitting a little bit. It's thinking about it. so we'll up the pace a little bit, maybe try and split the peloton just a little bit. 10K to go, and 175 riders as one person has abandoned. I didn't see who that was. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're in good position here with 8K to go. Tom Dumoulin, we're just going to go 99s all the way from here. We have Peter Sagan on our wheel, then the Decunic train. So gel up for our riders. Dumoulin, he's just about done. So that's it for Tom Dumoulin, and now Sepp Kuss will go for us with, we still have too many riders with 4K to go. We gotta have George Bennett. Let me pause. We can probably start sprinting here with Laurens de Plus. We have such good resistance from our guys behind. We gotta get out in front here. Primoz Roglic, decent lead out rider. Mike Tunison, Wout van Aert. Oh, he's getting blocked, but he still comes through. Almost perfect timing. We'll go 1-2. Brian Kokar, he'll take third. So, what a result for Wout van Aert. He timed it perfectly even after getting a little stuck. Ewan just faded terribly. I don't even know. Ewan finished in 7th, so not a good race for him. Only one rider on the stage in time, and that's Anthony Turgis, who obviously wasn't going to win this race anyway. So, we've won 3 of the 4 stages, and now with Big Tom Trawl, which will be huge for the GC, because this is an advantage we have, and we got to gain as much time as we can on all the competitors before the big mountain stages. We just need to get a huge buffer, which has been my whole goal so far. Right now we have around a 47-second buffer, but that's not going to be enough for mountain stages. As we saw in Tirreno Adriatico, we lost like 3 minutes or so to full swing on just one mountain stage, and that's just full swing. There's way better climbers here, and Pogacar and Egan Bernal and Adam Yates, so Rigoberto Urán, lots of really good climbers. So yeah, we're gonna have our hands full, and hopefully we can put in a good time here. I'll keep you up to date on all our other riders and how they're doing, because Primoz Roglic or Tom Dumoulin might be able to grab a stage win. So we'll see as we start out with Case Bowl. So here we are starting with some of our riders that actually have a chance. Sepp Kuss and Mike Tunison. Not very good time trials. Richie Porte is currently leading the table with Castroviejo, Hugh Carthy, Damiano Caruso, and Pierre Latour. So all good climbers. We have Tom Dumoulin just getting underway, but he's not on a great day himself. De Plus is only 40th at the first time check, which is slightly disappointing. Maybe Tom Dumoulin can do slightly better. And no. So, really stacked field so far, and you have to be really good to be anywhere near the front. De Plus is coming to the end of his race relatively soon. Yeah, so maybe 77 going up to that isn't a very good idea, as De Plus is going to run out of energy. Dumoulin is moving up to 13th though, so we're getting a little closer, and we're about to have most of our team go. So Kruijswijk, he's really good today, really good secondaries, and 77 Tom Trawl. Roglic, he should do pretty well. George Bennett won't do very well. And then Alaphilippe, and most importantly, Wout van Aert, who is on an amazing day, which is great to see. Dumoulin goes across in 13th, and Wout van Aert with an 83 time trial, 80 flat, 84 resistance. It'll be hard to lose. Doesn't mean it's impossible. Kruijswijk, okay at the first time check, but we seem to be doing better as we go along. After the second time check, you kind of want to up the effort 1 or so. So here we are with Kreiswijk having about 5k. Wout van Aert is only in 6th place, which is surprising. I thought we'd be doing really well, but we're only in 6th, so, we can definitely recover and probably win the stage because our ratings are just so good, but only in 4th place. We'll up the effort to 77 here. Kreiswijk, he'll be reaching the end of his race fairly soon. Hopefully we can catch Ewan. He's in last place. And I think we just are going to pass Caleb Ewan. He's out of gas, so are we. And Kreiswijk gets 4th, so that's really good. Really good sign. The rest of our team. Roglic runs out a little earlier than I thought he might. But Van Aert is the important one. Roglic takes 4th away from Kreiswijk there. And Bennett. Let's see how he can do. But with not that long to go, Wout van Aert coming up to the finish. I think we're going to get the energy just about perfect. Go 99 at the line, and we win. We take 15 seconds of a lead. Anyways, what a win. Wout van Aert, he was on a great day. We've won 4 out of 5 stages, and we have an over a minute lead to anyone that's not also on our team. So that looks really, really good for us. We have the green jersey by quite a bit now. Ewan had a little stint with it, but we're 1, 2, 3. It's so easy at the beginning. It'll get harder, I promise. But we are doing really well, and 106 to the first competitor, 122 to the second competitor. So, yeah, a lot of guys are going to be way behind to start, and they're going to have to really catch up. Like, let's see where some of the other favorites are. Nairo Quintana, he's 2.5 minutes back. Higuita, Bardet, Bookman, he's really far back. Tadej Pogacar is over 2 minutes back. Guy Martin, Miguel Angel Lopez around 2 minutes back. So, great start for us. We've won a lot of stages. We have another sprint stage, which plays into our hands today. And then we'll just keep trying to get time bonuses, build up our lead going forward. Here we are at the sprint finish. You might be wondering why Wout van Aert has so little energy. It's because at the sprint point, we attacked and they just let us go. So I just had Wout van Aert kind of just sitting out there, seeing if they just let him go, and they did for a little bit. But then I just gave up because we weren't going to make it to the finish, and there was no use in wasting our energy. So I pulled him back, and now he's a little bit hurting, but he'll be fine. It's not a hard stage. So we have our usual lead-out train with our slower guys up front in Kreiswijk and Dumoulin. And then as we get farther back, they just keep getting faster. So we can probably go down 99 fairly early. 6.5k to go, so we can use all of the gels. We have way too many riders. As always, we can go into queues now. And George Bennett. Now. Okay, so now we're down to our final 5 with around 3.5k to go. So this is pretty ideal. I'll step loose. Now, and let's just sprint. Keep ourselves up front. Roglic, sprint. Wout van Aert's actually really struggling on energy, but hopefully he survives here. Oh, we might have gone. Today Wout van Aert's gonna run out. And I never click sprint. I'm a genius. I thought I did. Well, anyway, moral of the story is we didn't do well, and we only got 8th, so that doesn't matter. Pretend this stage never happened, unless someone did last time. Nope, it's a great stage. Hugh Carthy, who's in 6th place, is about to lose over 3 minutes. And how does this happen? I have no idea. But it's a great stage because the competitor out of the race, and I didn't even have to do anything. So that was just a regular sprint stage, and now we have another hills one to end off the episode. So we're heading into the last 3 climbs. So we have Col de la Croix, Signal de Uchon, and Côte de Montancis. And after that, it's a little bit of just a false flat to the finish. So Tennyson's out of position. He's pretty close to done. Koos is pretty much done. So we're just going to use those 2 to get into position. But our main guys, they all are looking very good for today. Roglic and then Wout van Aert. And we're just going to make this really hard on the climbs because Wout van Aert has a 75 mountain and 82 resistance, so I think we have enough strength to go really hard. After these first 2 riders, we have 6 in the breakaway there, but we got Hugo Houle, Valls, Russo, Barth, Hurt, and Dario Cataldo. And they're not going to last because we're about to catch them with still 40k to go. So not a breakaway stage. There hasn't been one yet. Looks like Hugo Houle is the strongest man out of the break today. Raphael Valls is trying. Hugo Houle just wins it, I'd say. So here we are on the first climb, 5Ks to the top. It's a short but very steep one. Same with the second and third one. So they're all short and steep. The third one is the easiest climb, probably. Lawrence de Plus, we're going to set at 88. We've already dropped some riders. Sonny Colbrelli, all of NTT basically. Evel Bosenhagen, Roman Kreuziger, Brian Kokar already. So all my favorite riders have been dropped, which is kind of sad. Bosenhagen, Kokar, and Roland. But anyways, de Plus keeps hammering on, and peloton's splitting a little bit. So try and take advantage of this with Tom Dumoulin, who's got quite a bit in the tank. So our last 4 riders are all really strong, 172 in the field, but it's splitting up very quickly. We have lots of guys back here just falling apart. Tom Dumoulin just about to crest the climb. And 93 riders have split a little bit, but it's gonna come. Richie Porte is already done. I don't know what the heck is happening to Richie. Like Edward Toons and Mads Pedersen, who have like 63 minutes of energy in the peloton, is splitting all over the place. 11 riders in the main field. And then there's like 4 big groups of riders. So I didn't think this would be a big GC day, but it's shaping out like it definitely could be. Tom Dumoulin is so good on the downhills too, which will really help this gap grow as much as possible. Just setting a 92. And there's, 3 groups of main riders. We have Warren Barguil, then another group that has favorites in it. 45 riders, so people everywhere. Oh, crap. Dumoulin ran out of energy, and now there's 55 riders in the main field. But we're going to set fast paces. Alaphilippe's trying to attack, so I'll slow the race down a little bit. Dan Martin, maybe. Steven Kruijswijk, just trying to set a 92 up this climb. I don't think we can hold that. Let's go more of an 89. Mark Hershey, 55 riders still here, but now it's splitting with all these attacks. A little descent, then big uphill to the finish. Roglic doesn't look good. We don't look good at all. I thought Roglic would be really doing better than Wout van Aert, but he's struggling. So we're going to see what we can get out of Primoz, but not a good day for sure. Wout van Aert is the only one who actually looks okay on the team. This is a big climb though. Roglic doing his best. 18%, and we're just going to have to try and survive. with Wout van Aert now. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough energy to attack. Only 18 riders here. Oh, we gotta try and stay with them. And there goes Alaphilippe. That could easily win the stage, I think. Yeah, we just gotta try and recover here. Alaphilippe with the perfectly timed attack as always. And a field of 11 favorites have seemed to develop with Marc Hirschi, Thibaut Pinot, Pogačar, Lopez, Yates, Bernal, Dan Martin, Valentin Madouas, and Jasper Stuyven. What a ride by Stuyven, Romain Bardet as well. We've dropped Peter Sagan. That's a really good ride, though, anyways, by Peter Sagan. Tiege Benoot, Nairo Quintana's way out of it, Enric Mas. So, some surprising riders are here, like Jasper Stuyven, who can definitely win this race in a sprint. And we're gonna... we can't push. We just don't have any energy. We just have to survive. It's Madouas going ham on this climb for Pinot. We're going to catch Alaphilippe, and that was a bad idea to try and push it a little bit because we're hurting bad. We don't want to run out. Alaphilippe goes again, and this time no one can respond. Madouas is completely done, and we can't respond. We have like no energy. So Alaphilippe with a couple great attacks, and Marc Hirschi, he's got Stuyven still here. So Jasper Stuyven is doing great. So 5k to go, get Wout van Aert's gel. We really don't want Alaphilippe to gain a bunch of time on us because he's a minute and a half down and 11th and definite threat. So we'll work for a little bit, but we gotta regain a little bit for the sprint. Here we'll just pace it like 60 here just so we can limit the gap that he gets on us. And coming into the final, hopefully we can sprint away from everyone else and take second. We will, but good win by Alaphilippe, good tactics. And we'll only finish like 10 seconds behind him, so we limited our losses. And Stuyven got third, so no other GC favorite will get a time bonus. Here comes everyone else. Lance Tom Squeens with Nairo Quintana. Bauke Mollema lost time. Mikel Landa lost time. Let's see, any other favorites? Enric Mas, Wout Poels, Sergio Higuita. So big riders, Guy Martin, Hugh Carthy, Marc Soler. So this was a big GC day. Amandi Bookman lost a ton of time. We had Richard Carapaz. Just scrolling through his report again. He's not looked good. And yeah, so we did very well, winning like 4 out of 7 stages. Andre Greipel at the back here, but 4 out of 7 is just amazing. And this is the end of the first part of the episode. I hope you enjoyed. There will be a part 2, stages 8 through 14, then a part 3 finishing out the race. So comment down below any other ideas you have for this series, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. We are winning the overall with Wout van Aert after stage 7, so we're on track. Headed Julian Alaphilippe and Thibaut Pinot, the 2 Frenchmen. So see you next time, stay safe out there, and bye for now.